Hi everybody, my name's Michelle and I'm Mama Loves You GB here on FlossTube and also on Instagram and Etsy as well. Welcome to the Sunday morning briefing. It is the 12th of November and this is episode 136 and that's 2 weeks in a row that I have nailed that information. I am winning at life. How's everyone's week been? I've had a pretty busy week. We had a few late nights at school and I've done a bit of stitching, but I've left some of it at school. So I've got some things to show you and I've also got some things that you'll have to wait until next week to see because yeah, I left it on my desk. I don't know why I take the stitching to school. I never have time to do it, but I just feel better that I've taken it, you know, just in case. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has bought owls. I even sold out of 2 in the week and I had a lovely email from a lady saying, are you going to restock those owls? And I just hadn't even realised that they'd sold out. So one of the ones that had sold out, which is now restocked, was Liz. Liz is the one who is only going to be available for 44 days. 18th of December, you've got until. And Herbert had also sold out, but he is also now back in stock. They are all back in stock. I went back and through and I bumped up all the numbers, so we shouldn't run into that again. But you have just absolutely been loving these owls. And I don't blame you actually, because I get to see them all the time hanging on my tree. I've still got my Halloween tree up, even though I've taken all the rest of the Halloween decorations down. I've still got my black tree up by the fireplace and they're all still hanging up there. This is Winston. He's the fluffy one. He's the little chick. And then the last one, Margaret. So I do have a sale on in my Etsy store at the moment. 10% off if you buy 2 or more. So if you want to get a couple of owls, then please do use that. It'll be going until, I decided to make it until the 18th of December. So when Liz is finished and that offer will finish as well. And then I just know I've only got 1 day to remember. The other thing I want to thank you massively for is the response that I've had to the Pinker and Punkin SAL that I've got planned for next year. Oh, we're going wobbly in and out again. The Pinker and Punkin SAL that I've had planned for next year. Lots of you have accessed this document. Now, I have changed it slightly in the fact that this was a PDF version and the links didn't seem to work on it. Hang on. No, I don't think I'll get any clearer today. Maybe I'm just a bit fuzzy. Anyway, oh gosh. So yeah, this was a PDF document and the links didn't seem to be working on it. So what I did was I took that one down and I've just left up the PowerPoint. I did it in PowerPoint. I'm a teacher. I use PowerPoint. So I've left the PowerPoint up. I've also added 3 extra houses to it, ones that I didn't find, ones that I hadn't seen. So thank you to the person who emailed me about those. So I've added those in. And even if the link doesn't work for you, being able to search by the name of the house on Melissa's Blogspot will take you straight to the house that you want to stitch. So, as I said, this is for me the PNP 6 Houses 2024 SAL. If it's different, I'll put it along the bottom. I might even put it along the bottom anyway. So for those of you who follow me on Instagram, I picked my 6 houses and I posted them. So the 6 that I've picked, just in case you're not on Instagram, are A Cold Winter's Day, which I'm going to stitch in January, and I'll put pictures up here of the ones that I've picked. March, I'm going to stitch the U House. May, I'm going to stitch Spring Green Salt Box. July, I'm going to stitch Aunt Bee's Summer House. September is going to be Old Crow's Salt Box. And November is going to be Candy Cane House, or Candy Corn House. Not Candy Cane, Candy Corn House. So those are the 6 that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do one every other month. I'd love to say that I'm going to get more done, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to commit to doing more because I really want to do the cottage garden sampling SAL as well. So it's all going to be about houses for me next year. But you do what you like. if you just want to join in and just use the hashtag just so that everybody can see your stitching, that you can see everybody else's stitching, that's absolutely fine. I am not going to be there with a checklist checking that you have done all 6 by the end of the year. Only because I wouldn't like it if someone did it to me, because chances are you never know. So I've done that. So go and have a look at that. Right, before we go any further, I just want to announce the winners of the giveaway that I posted a couple of weeks now. It might even be 3 weeks ago now, because I think I had a week off for something. Can't remember. It's 2 weeks ago anyway, two episodes ago, in which I was giving away 2 sets of floss drops that had been given to me by the lovely Charly Feathers. Let's get it right. Charly Feathers at the Stitch in London. Now, she had given me some for me, and she'd also given me 2 sets to give away. So this was the Sunset set, and these are all hand painted and hand done by Charly. And this was the set that we'd called Bird, which had lots and lots of lovely little drawings all through them, as well as this sort of beautiful hand painted sets. Now, you can buy these from Charly in her Kofi shop, so Kofi. I'll put all her information down below. The best thing to do is to go to her sort of linktree, although she does have Instagram and YouTube as well. But if you're looking for these, see if she's got any available, then you get them through her Kofi shop. So the winner of the Bird set was Sue Wilson. Well done, Sue. Now, I actually know Sue, and I was so pleased when I saw her name pop up. She organises the craft group that I go to, so I was really pleased to see her name pop up. And the other set, the Sunset set, go to Keely Evans. So Sue, don't worry about getting in touch with me. I'll bring them. Keely, if you can give me a message on Instagram or drop me an email, excuse me, then I will get these in the post to you. Where's my voice gone? Obviously too much talking this week. Right, let me show you some stitching. I have been doing a lot of work actually on my Tiny Modernist Yule Goddess, and I'll put a picture of it up here. This is the finished article. I have pretty much done, I would say, most of the top half. I've been a bit addicted to it. Tiny Modernist for me has a really, really good combination of kind of like fussy confetti and big blocks of stitching. And just sometimes that's just like quite a comfort stitch for me, is a Tiny Modernist one. So you've got these big blocks and you've also got these sort of intricate details. And I kind of switch between doing the two. I'll do a bit of a big block and then I'll do some little detail work if I've got just that bit of that colour on my needle still. So I'm loving it. I'm really, really loving it, and especially on that green fabric. And I left it on my desk. Like I said, why I took it to school, I don't know, but I just feel better if I have stitching with me. ABC, always bring cross stitch. Right, what else have I stitched? I have started the Lola Crow cross stitch SAL. So this is the Creepy Christmas Village SAL. Now, one of my favourite subjects for cross stitch actually is the crossover between Christmas and New Year. I really love that kind of creepy Christmas. And Lola Crow did one, was it last year or the year before, the Cryptids Christmas, which I've got the patterns for but I haven't stitched. So when I saw that she was doing another SAL, I had to join in. So this was the first one, which was released last Friday, which is called the Creepy Carolers. And then this is the one that was released just a couple of days ago. And this one is the Haunted Holiday House. And the idea is, I think that all the characters seem to have this kind of bright green around them to give them kind of that zombie glow. And I am stitching it on a piece of 36 count with the Call for DMC, 2 strands over 2. This is Arctic Fox. This was the most recent fabric of the month, so I thought it looked about right. Now I've popped this one into a little hoop. This is a 4-inch hoop. I think I'm going to go down to the recommended 3-inch hoop to finish it. And I'm not stitching it in a hoop, I stitch it in hand, but I put it in a hoop, A, because I couldn't be bothered to iron it, and B, because I wanted to see kind of what size the 4-inch was and whether I did want to go down to a 3-inch. And I think I do. I think I want to follow this curve a bit more readily. And I am going to put beads, I think, for the snow, because both of them have got quite a lot of snow. So I'm going to put little beads on. I might even do some little glow in the dark beads. I've got some glow in the dark. I don't know if I go as far as to stitch with glow in the dark thread, because that stuff is like the next, well, it's only one stage up from Krynick in the kind of devil's backside hair stakes. So there's that one, and I'm waiting on a couple of threads. So I started this one. Don't blink or you'll miss it. This fabric's a little bit darker than it actually looks. It looks quite pale there. But so I've done just sort of the bottom of the house and then a bit up the sides there. But that is all my kind of stitching this week. I've spent quite a bit of time this week doing things, you know, adult stuff like sorting out clothes and putting things in charity shop bags and things like that, because quite frankly, if I were to die in the night, the police at the moment would come in and think that A, we've got squatters, and B, there's been a struggle. So yeah, time to kind of pay the piper on that one, because no amount of glitter and tinsel is going to make this house look any better for Christmas unless some of the things are removed and it gets a bit tidier. Right. I've got a giveaway and I've got a few little purchases to show you, but not very much. I think this is going to be quite a short episode for me this week because I'm missing one of my main bits of stitching. So let's have a look. I am just looking at my notes because I will forget something. Let's do the giveaway. Now, I was contacted by Josie, and Josie is the designer behind Willow and Brooke, and she's done a couple of reproductions before, and she's got a new one, so she sent me a copy of it to give away, and it is the lovely Jane Applebee. Now look at that. I absolutely love particularly that bottom section with that crazy peacock and the dogs. Absolutely beautiful. Has it got a year on it? She was 12. She went to Herworth National School, but I don't think she popped a date on it. Oh, Jane. There we go. So if you would like to enter as a giveaway for Jane, which will be sent to you by PDF, then please just put the word Jane in your comment and I will pick somebody at random in a couple of FlossTubes time for this. Because we've only got, I was trying to think the other day, another 3 normal FlossTubes before the end of this year, because December is Flossmas. So yeah, I think we've only got another about 3 Sunday morning briefings, so that has gone super fast. That's gone super fast. So if you want to enter for Jane, just put the word Jane. Make sure you're over 18 so that I can have your address. Don't put giveaway, don't put freebie, any of that sort of jazz. And then we'll go from there. Now, the freebie, this is a freebie. This is Mistletoe Kisses by Silver Creek Samplers. And they've been doing some lovely freebies this year. I've used them 2 or 3 times this year as my freebie, but I really liked this one. And that's one of the things that's actually weighing on my mind at the moment. I was doing the 12 ornaments of 2023 SAL, excuse me. And I think if I include these 6, I will definitely have more than 12. I was sort of religiously doing one a month, and then I did a 1 month where I did a couple, 1 month where I didn't do one. So I think if I include those 6, I'm definitely going to have 12. So I need to do some finishing. I need to do some Christmas finishing, and I need to do it probably before December, because I don't know about you, but December just just goes. I'm one of those people who think about writing my Christmas cards in November and think, oh no, I won't do it yet because it's too early and I want to save it for Christmas. I want the part of the Christmas spirit, and then I never get around to writing them when I send about 3, if I send any. So I would like to do this one. It's lovely. I think that'd be a really, really nice sulky conversion as well. You know me and sulky. I do like a sulky conversion. And then on a D-stash, I saw a lady was selling some Paintbox Threads. Now, I've never used Paintbox Threads before, but I understand that you can go and visit Paintbox Threads, and they are not too far away from Mum's. So when I saw that this lady was de-stashing all these threads, I thought, well, I will give those a go. So there's some pinks, some oranges, some greens, blues, blacks. Perfect range of colours there for a chart. So I'm going to give them a go. They feel really, really nice. I thought that they were actually longer than DMC because they feel thicker than DMC, but they are the same length as a DMC thread. So it'll be interesting to see how they stitch up. And if they stitch up nicely, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to the factory, or where they dye them. So Paintbox Threads, lovely. Okay, and then I bought some charts, some PDFs. Now, I can't remember if I showed you this one last week or not, or whether I bought it just after I'd filmed. But I saw this and it absolutely blew me away. Now, I really want to do it in, like, I've got some beautiful dark teal green silk. In fact, it's not a million miles away from this one. Whoops, there we go. And I really want to do this in that. I saw it and I just loved it. I just loved it. It is by Raven Coven and I bought it from Etsy. So I'll try and put the link down below. And then 2 other ones that I bought from Etsy are from X Stitch Little Stories, and I bought Mr. and Mrs. Claus because I just thought they were fabulous. Now, I sent this to Michelle from Made by Michelle McGraw because she loves a Mrs. Santa particularly, or a Mrs. Claus, and I think she said she'd already stitched them. So I'm going to have a little look back and see if she's finished them or whether she's in the process of stitching them. But the instructions that you get are amazing. You get sort of full colour stitching. You get a separate back stitch diagram for both, obviously. You get that in colour and in black and white. And then you get finishing instructions as well. So really sort of comprehensive. So I can't show you the chart, but really comprehensive. And she does actually make them so that they are, I don't know why I'm showing you that. You're not going to be able to see any better like that. Oh dear. They are sort of 3D. She does make them really, really puffed up. You can probably, if I tell you that, you can probably see it on this picture that they are puffed up. So I'm looking forward to doing those. And then I really liked this guy as well, from the same designer. This is called the Skeleton, and you actually make all of the different parts as little sort of tiny cushions, tiny little 3D bits, and then you joint him together using thread and beads, and you can actually turn him into a full marionette. Let me see. Yeah, this bit's in black and white, everything else is in kind of coloury, but you can actually make him into a full marionette. But I just think I'd like him just kind of like a 3D, and she gives you like the layout. Tell you what, that is the most useless stapler on the planet. So that's all the sorts of things that you would end up making, and she gives you the instructions and the full layout of how to best lay out your stitching on your fabric. So well worth the money, well worth the money. And that's it from me. just going to be a really short, sweet visit today. So I will see you next week, hopefully with a bit more stitching and no doubt with lots more to tell you. Stay classy, Stitchers.